Let's return to This Week in America. Here's your host, Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody, coast to coast. This Week in America. Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only by Danny G. Goju highlights certain basic rules in life which, if you don't follow, will always end you up on the losing end. His goal that you are never in a position whereby you will be attacked, used, and abused. It's better to avoid an attack by knowing the signs that lead to an occurrence. Danny, born in Ireland, public school educated in the United Kingdom, Danny is the founder and chief instructor of survival systems, African Goju and South American Goju, as well as the dance exercise Goju aerobics, also a singer, songwriter, and producer, the originator of Goju. He has trained over 10,000 students and has a proud legacy of a new generation of students ready and willing to take African Goju and South American Goju to the future. A founder, grandmaster with a 10th degree black belt and 10th degree red belt, Danny G. Goju, the author of Female Independence and Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only, joins us on This Week in America via Skype from Ireland. Danny, welcome to the program. Welcome to the United States. Welcome to the program. A pleasure to have you with us on the program.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's nice.
It is. Well, we're looking forward to this. This really is an important book, Roar of the Tigress. Let's talk about the inspiration to write this book. Where did this idea come from? That I have these ideas, I can help, I need to write this book. How did this begin for you?
Well, I'm a martial artist, and I've trained over 10,000 students. You said 1,000. It's actually 10,000 students.
Wow.
Over a 50-year career. And I've been teaching a lot of women. And what I realize is when you teach people, anybody, you're only teaching the physical side. You know, that's what most people think of self-defense. And I came up with the idea that self-defense can be any attack on your person or on your family, on your dignity, your integrity, your self-esteem, your reputation, and possibly your country. If any of those are hurt, then you will be hurt. So to me, the real self-defense is about avoiding any attack on your who you are, what you are. And no other style teaches this. All they teach is how to fight. But fighting, to me, is out of date because it's very rare you get anybody fighting anymore. I mean, you might see it on the streets, two people having a scuffle. The police will come and stop that very quickly.
Yes.
So you understand? So learning self-defense is actually not that important physically. What you have to know is realize what else can go wrong. And that is what you have to deal with.
And you deal with that so well in Danny's book is Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only by Danny G. Goju. All of the information on Danny and his book available on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. I'll give you Danny's website as we go through the program today. So many forms of abuse. We talk about, of course, physical, sometimes the verbal abuse. There are other areas of abuse, which we will talk about with Danny during the course of the program. And that is what makes this book unique. Danny, why do you think women are attacked by men in the first place? What is the reason this happens?
Well, the main reason is because they are unaware of the potential dangers, and that is what makes people attack women, and that makes the attacker to succeed. You see, women are, as a child, all boys grow up believing they're stronger than women and girls. Little boys believe they're tougher than women, so they grow up believing women are basically second class, the weaker sex, if you want me to put it bluntly. But they're not the weaker sex because they have something called intuition, which nature gave them as a substitute to the strength that they don't have. So a woman is actually smarter than a man intuitively. She can feel when something is wrong much quicker than a man can. And because women were regarded as the carers and nurturers before, having babies and looking after the house, that is no longer the case. So the men are now basically on their back foot. What can you do with a woman? You can't if you beat her up, you go to jail. You, if
Yes.
you try to compete with her in a job, she'll probably get the job before you. Because girls have been outperforming boys in school. So it's getting to the point where all men have left is their strength. And a lot of men will use that strength, and the smarter ones will not use the strength, but they'll use coercive behavior and controlling behavior, and that is the new form of attack.
A really
And some artists will use the financial attacks. So women are being hit from all sides.
And you talk about that in great detail that I want to get into during this conversation. It is a unique approach to the whole area of self-defense. Roar the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only by Danny G. Goju, the author and our guest on the program, coming to us via Skype from Ireland on the program today. I'll give you his website here in a couple of seconds. Book available, of course, where Amazon, wherever books are sold. Danny, who does this book appeal to and why do you think?
Well, I suppose it appeals to all women because they're subjected to abuse, discrimination, sexism, misogyny. It's coming from all over the place, and if they're not careful, they will end up really getting abused because most of the if somebody attacks you and you call the police, what happens is they'll put him in jail. Okay, that's no problem, but don't think you've won. You put somebody in jail, he's thinking all the time he's in jail, he's thinking of how he's going to get you back. And now, when he's already broken your jaw and punched you and you call the police, he's been arrested. But your jaw is not going to heal any quicker. It's too late. By that time where the violence is used, it's too late. So what I'm saying is you must see the signs before it gets to the point where violence is used. And women have to be careful and realize that there are signs of abuse. If a man shouts at you, already you know that he's from shouting. It can only get worse.
Yes.
And so you have to be very, very aware that these things can occur. And even when you put somebody in jail, you've got to remember that he knows where you live, and he will come out of jail one day, and he has friends and family who might want revenge for putting their favorite brother or cousin into prison, and that is the danger women will face. So it's much better for a woman is to avoid all this stuff. Don't get in a position where he's going to beat you up or rape you or steal your money. And that is why I say it appeals to all women, because even the most financially secure woman is a danger of being conned by a financial attack.
Our guest on the program coming to us from Ireland is Danny G. Goju. That's Goju. The book is available wherever books are sold. The book is Roar the Tigress, Real Self-Defense for Women Only. And we'll talk about all the different types of abuse as we go through the program. He brings that up so well in the book, Roar the Tigress. Let's talk about what you expect women to take away from this book, or you hope women take away. What's the takeaway for them? Because you really present this in a broad manner. What do you hope the takeaway is?
Well, you have to have confidence in your femininity. That's the word I use, femininity. Confidence in you as a woman, that you are who you are and you will not change for anybody, which means you have to now have some kind of line in the sand which you draw. If anybody crosses that line, then either you move away or you deal with it in your own way, which means you have to be strong. That's why it's called the Roar of Tigress, because inside every woman is a tigress just waiting to explode. And you have to use that through your intuition and through your common sense to make sure that no attack will happen to you. Because let's face it, we cannot stop crime. We cannot stop attacks on women. I'm not here to stop them. All I am saying is it shouldn't happen to you. If you read the book, it won't happen to you.
And you learn You teach how to tap into that intuition, don't you? So you have a sense that, okay, something bad could happen here. I need to take precautions. And Danny goes through all of that in the book. What are some of the difficulties faced by women experiencing domestic violence? What difficulties do they go through?
I mean, put it this way. The simple things. If I shook your hand, all right, I put my hand out to shake you, and then I broke your finger. Next time I give my hand to shake you, you won't do it. Same thing. If you leave your back door open and go to bed, you could be robbed. So that is what I mean by you have to see the problem before it happens. I'll take steps to avoid it. Now, the most difficulties faced by women is something I call fear of reprisals. You're afraid of what might happen, not what has happened. What might happen is what the man has emotionally, coercively, mentally conditioned you to believe. A man doesn't have to hit a woman to abuse her. If, for example, he says, "Where's my cup of tea?" and he slams his fist on the table hard, that threat means she now thinks, oh, he could hit me without same anger. So I have to now tiptoe around him and just to keep him happy. And I'm saying, no, you have to get out. He slams his hand on the table. Next time it could be your head, which means he has a temper. So you have to see that temper and make sure that it doesn't happen to you. And that fear of reprisal is that this perpetuity of abuse, this where it's happening in the home, where nobody knows about it. And even if he hits you, some women will stay in the house until the injuries have healed, and they won't come out because they don't want anybody to see them that they've been hit.
Yes.
Some will come out with a black eye and claim they walked into a door. So another will come with a walking stick and claim she fell down the stairs. Something happened in the house which she's refusing to talk about because of this fear of reprisals. She's afraid of what will happen. And that is what makes it worse than any other form of attack. At least with a physical attack, you can take your injuries to the police.
You've talked
At least there's some,
yes.
With this mental and emotional and coercive behavior, there's no law against it. You can go to the police and say he shouted at me. They won't believe you. Where's the evidence? Or he treats me badly. Where's the evidence? So now you as a woman have to know that, no, this is wrong. I don't like it. I'm not going there. I'm break off it before it happens.
What can
now,
she
if you're
do?
in a situation where you're already married and you can't get out easily, there are a lot of shelters around, a lot of places you can go. But mostly it's in my other book, Female Independence, that goes on to explain about what happens if you're already in a situation, how to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other book that Danny has written. You can find, if you go to Amazon and you go for this book, for example, Roar the Tigress by Danny G. Goju, Goju. You will find this book. You click his name, you'll go and you'll find Female Independence and be able to get a copy of that book as well. Danny's website, which we have on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. His website is africangoju.com/Danny-GWIRA. I'll give you that as we wrap up. We'll have that on our website as well. That's the website for Danny. You'll get information there as well. Talking about potential abusers, how to recognize, how to prevent it. We've touched on that. Let's talk, and you mentioned this in the beginning, it's so important. Give some examples of financial attack, financial abuse. It's something that we really don't think about, but it's very prevalent, isn't it?
Yeah, you see what's happening now. A lot of women now, they've got equal pay. Well, some are actually making a lot of money, more than the men. See, so there's a lot of women, and some of them have not actually learned how to deal with having a lot of money. So they go on shopping sprees, they go on expensive holidays, and people are watching. When she goes into an expensive shop and carrying a whole lot of bags, they know this woman's got more money than sense. So somebody will target her, and they'll find a way to get into her and then, have a relationship with her and steal her money. Another way you can recognize a financial attack is the guy moves in with you and he finds a way to get your bank details because he's living with you or he's been to your house, and he gives those details to a partner in crime who's never been to the woman's house. He rips off, takes the money out of the account, and the blame goes onto somebody on the internet did it. But meanwhile, it was actually the guy who she's with. He planned it all. But because he says he loves her, and they're in love, she doesn't even think it could be him. And that is where men are targeting women. You know, it's not that hard. You tell her you love her, and she believes it. Next thing you know, he's moving to your house.
Yes.
So the first thing you have to do as a woman is never give bank details to anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. But it's very, for example, he says he takes you out for dinner, and he says, "Oh, I left my wallet in the house. You pay this time. I'll pay next time." The next time it comes and he doesn't pay, then you know that this guy knows he's out to get what he can from me.
Yes.
And even when you want to break up with a man or you sense a breakup, quickly change your PIN number, because at some point you might have given him your PIN number to use your card, so he knows how to get into your account. So immediately change your PIN number, and that's even before you tell him we're over.
Danny has a very thorough presentation. As you're listening to him, he's thought this through. He laid it all out so well in his book, Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women by Danny G. That's G-E-E, Goju, G-O-J-U. The book available, of course, at Amazon, all the usual places. Link on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Go through, again, the recognize an abuser, potential abuser, how to prevent it, mistakes that women make along the way. You also talk about kindness. Why is kindness a weakness?
Well, kindness is a weakness because men have gotten used to having women do for them what they can do for themselves. And, men have realized that I call it a little boy lost. And I'll give an example of that. She's upstairs and he's downstairs, and he tells the guy, "Oh, put the washing in the washing machine for me, please." And he says, "How does it work?" He says, "What do you mean, how does it work? You know how it works. You've done it before." No, it's "Oh, how much soap do I need?" He's making excuses. In the end, she says, "Oh, you're hopeless." And she comes down and does it like that.
Yes.
And then he says, even if she insists he does it, he'll mix the colors or spill something or break something to make her realize that he's useless. And that is the trick a lot of men, because most men don't like housework. I'll put it out straight away. They don't like it, but they do it just to get some peace in the house. But a lot of them now are finding ways of getting out of it. And I call it a deliberate calamity. Don't worry, mommy will fix it. That's their attitude. Because they know that if they can be useless at something, the woman will come down and do it, because it's a female instinct to look after the house.
This is so well thought out. Danny's book, Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only. This is a must-read, whether you're a female or a male. This will help you get through difficult periods of life as a woman, tapping into that intuition that Danny has talked about. We've got a few minutes left in the program. What's the biggest betrayal faced by women? How would you answer that?
I think the biggest betrayal is just 3 words. I love you. And that is the biggest emotional attack. You tell the girl you love her and she believes you. And that leads to a relationship. But if you loved her, why would you beat her up? Or why would you do anything if you say you loved her, but you told her you loved her, that's how you got in. And 2 or 3 years down the line, everything's changed. So she's been betrayed because she took it in good faith. You loved her. So that
Yes.
I say that is the biggest betrayal. It's happened to every woman throughout their life. Most women after a certain age won't fall for it. But young women are getting emotionally abused, basically. I love you, Oh, okay, you can pay for this dinner tonight. I love you.
The book is so well done and so much to talk about. So just buy the book and you'll go through and you'll learn all of the valuable lessons that Danny has in the book, listed in the book. I mentioned in the beginning, he's also a very talented singer, songwriter, producer, originator of Goju music. You've got a song that you've written that can be downloaded, use along with the book, The Roar of the Tigress. Briefly talk about that. How do we go about getting that and what's the basis of that?
Well, the basis of that is it's basically the same message I'm giving in the book, but in a song. So it's just a song you can hum along and realize that I have the roar of the tigress. That means nobody can control me. I have great pride in my femininity. That's how I want every woman to be. Now, if you hum along, I've got great pride in my femininity. It sort of sticks in you that yes, I am proud of my femininity. And that helps with the training.
Where can they get where can they download that song?
Oh, it's free to download. I think I sent you the link.
Yes, I've got that.
You don't get it on Spotify or anything like that. No, it's meant for the people who buy the book, and that's why the link is in the book.
Well, and that's so good because that will reinforce that as you're out thinking the song will play in your mind, and it will be a reminder, sort of like Danny tapping you on the shoulder to be aware of what your surroundings, what is happening, and will help you tap into that intuition. Boy, the time has gone by so quickly. Our guest on the program, Danny G, G-E-E, Goju, G-O-J-U. This book is Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only. His other book is Female Independence. You will find these books available at Amazon, all of the usual places. Danny's website is africangoju.com/Danny GWIRA. We'll have this on the program description. You can get all the information. Go on to Danny's website, order the books, get information there as well. My thanks to Christian Works Media, their website, christianworksmedia.com, for arranging our conversation today. Danny, this book is so well done, so well thought out. It is unique. I really appreciate you coming to us via Skype from Ireland on the program today. Great to have you with us. Thank you so much for bringing this very important message to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's really, really nice of you. Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure. A very important message. The book is Roar of the Tigress, The Real Self-Defense for Women Only. Danny G. Goju, book available at Amazon, wherever books are sold. His link on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. We are back on today's program right after these messages.
This Week in America is online. You can visit our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Scott Pinkerton, associate producer of This Week in America. Jay Anderson, segment producer. Ben Watson, webmaster. Otto Bechet, director of engineering and TV production. This Week in America produced and is a trademark of Blue Funk Broadcasting, LLC. For information on all of our guests and to listen to this week's show, our website again at thisweekinamerica.us. And I'm Sean Bratton, executive producer of This Week in America.